Right here is my banana plant that has started throwing out bananas and flowers. But we've hit that point where it's no longer producing bananas, so it can go ahead and get cut because these flowers that are going to continue growing won't actually produce any bananas. Don't worry though, there is something we can do so that all of this doesn't go to waste. I now have my 3 separate banana flowers that I got from my 3 different bananas. So we're gonna go ahead, take these, cut them up, and then put them into our jar where we're going to let them ferment so that way they can become fertilizer for either next year's bananas that are gonna come, or I can use that for other plants out in the garden. So the first thing I'm gonna do is just start chopping this up nice and small. Did you know that bananas are actually a berry? They're not a fruit. Did you know that there are over 1,000 varieties of bananas? Which is pretty crazy to me because you only see one type of banana in the market, but there are other ones. If you look at other places like farmers markets, you might be able to find some of these other varieties. But I can't believe that there's 1,000 different types of bananas. All right, so I'm just weighing my glass jar out so I know how much it weighs because I need to add in about 50-50 of my flour to my brown sugar. All right, so that's zeroed. Let's go ahead and get all of this inside our glass jar. Banana trees hold on to so much water, this almost smells like celery. You can smell all of that crisp water inside of the plant. All right, so we have 750 grams of banana flour right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up this next one to put it in here as well, because once we add the brown sugar and mix it, we wanna fill this jar up to about 3/4 of the way to the top, and then we will go ahead and give it some breathing space. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut up another banana to put into this jar. You don't need to chop this incredibly well. You just want to have a good amount of surface area for all that brown sugar to get all over to allow for better fermentation. All right, so 750 plus another 600 grams. So I'm gonna go get a large bowl to mix this all in with that brown sugar. All right, now I got my bowl. Should have done this the other way around. It's all right. All right, so 750 plus that 500 or 600 grams. So that should be 1350 that I'm gonna go ahead and need in brown sugar to mix to this. So this is 575. All right, so this is 700 right here. So we're gonna go ahead and add that in now. And this one's also just shy of 700, which will work out perfect. A little extra to help put a cap on it at the end. All I'm trying to do is mix this in. So the next thing is to take this that has been mixed with all that brown sugar and go ahead and just put it into here. And like I said, we want to fill it about 3/4 or 2/3 of the way up. You do want to leave just a little bit of headroom in order for this to breathe, for that fermentation process to happen. So now that we have this all packed down nice and tight, hopefully getting rid of some of those air bubbles, because we don't want any air bubbles. We want to make sure this ferment happens essentially anaerobically, not aerobic. So the last thing that we have to do for now is go ahead and just put what we call a cap on it, which is where you just take some brown sugar and put it over the entire top. And that's it. That's one of the easy ways to take the flour that's no longer going to produce and give you bananas and turn it into a fertilizer that you can either use on, for me, my fall garden, or for next year's bananas as I see some of these other ones start to grow. And this one will have lots of phosphorus in it, so that way it will help with the bananas flowering and giving me lots of bananas. So from here, all we're gonna do is clean this off, get rid of any of that excess brown sugar that's on this lip, put a paper towel over on it, put it in a nice dark area, and let it ferment. Now, depending on your temperature or the time of year that you're doing this, that will determine how long your ferment needs to go. Now, it's the middle of August, even our nights are cool, so I'm gonna say this is probably gonna be done in about 5, maybe 7 days. But if you're doing this in winter, it can definitely take longer, and you can be close to 2 weeks for your ferment to be done. Go out in the garden, go get dirty, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.